Last week, I shared this spiritual principle that things happen in threes. And we did experience that. We experienced a third crash. And I don't know how it was for you, but I definitely felt it, even after all these years, over 20 years doing self help. It challenged me. So, if you are still hanging in there in crypto, if you still have your portfolio, if you did not panic sell, I was going to say panic buy. I don't think there was any panic buying this past weekend, but didn't panic sell, and you're still here. Kudos to you. Well done. And it's easy to stay in it when things are good. But yes, Stephen Harrison, you said it well. You said, Joanna, will you still be here in the bear market? And I think what's becoming more and more apparent is that this has been a bear cycle. That's how it looks to me, a bear cycle rather than a bear market. Have felt all along that this is a bull market in 2021, despite all the FUD that is out there. I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And I just realized that in this past, gosh, where are we at in this? Where was it? My last video was my 101st video 101, and that we are now at 3.3K subscribers. And I appreciate you being here very much. The challenge has been, just this past 2-3 days, I've had to process a lot. I've been just watching things have been happening. I'm going to share with you some things that I feel that are positive, that are exciting for crypto at large. And just before I go into the details from a particular fund newsletter that I think will be very, very helpful, I wanted to just share this quote that gave me a lot of peace. So I hope for you, whether you are swing trading, day trading, hodling, new to crypto, whatever stage that you're in, that this is helpful. It's a quote by Bernard Baruch, and he said it comes from Ray Dalio's book, Principles. Said, if you are ready to give up everything else and study the whole history and background of the market and all principal companies whose stocks are on the board as carefully as a medical student studies anatomy, if you can do all that, and in addition, you have the cool nerves of a gambler, the sixth sense of a clairvoyant, that would be me. I'm the clairvoyant here, and it's not enough. And the courage of a lion, you have a ghost of a chance. So if you ever go through a day where you feel, I'll rephrase that, where I've gone through certain trading decisions and have mentally gone, Joanna, why did you do that? If you're so in tune and you feel so clear, but the space is constantly shifting. And what I'm going to show you in a moment is that really confirms that that May was the most volatile month ever in the history of cryptocurrency. And so I think it is very, very important to have a combination of technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then being able to use one's intuition, one's gut instinct. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And before I show you this newsletter, the next thing I want to just briefly go over with you, which is what I track quite regularly here. If I can just get to this, let me just, oh, hang on. I do not want to edit my channel, is here. The cryptocurrency exchanges where they're at. And when things were down, when things were very, very bleak last week because of all the FUD that, let's see, I think it was on Friday, on Saturday, so what, 3 days ago, that Binance had about 17 million 24-hour volume. So you can see that's popped up by several million. Coinbase is roughly trading around the same amount of 24-hour volume. And if we go down a set, Binance US is up by a couple of hundred million in trading volume. Gate.io as well. Gate.io was struggling very much, but they have bounced back a little bit, and they've added even more tokens. And a Gemini is up almost close to double. They had gone down to half their amount of 24-hour trading volume. So there was not much happening there on the exchanges. People were pretty scared, and there was a very small amount of trading activity. Now, let me take you over here to... I want to go over this with you here, which is from Pantera. And I think that they cover some really, really good points here from Dan Moorhead, who's the CEO and co-chief investment officer. And this is where, there were three key things that affected the marketplace at large. China banning Bitcoin. I'm going to show you an example where they say for the third time that this seems to happen each year, where we have China bans Bitcoin 3 times in a year. This is an ongoing thing. Tax day, and then Elon Musk's 180. So May the 17th was the most volatile week in the history of Bitcoin. And that was right when the Bitcoin conference was happening down in Miami as well. And something that I've noticed, and you let me know in the comments if you see this, that certain things are happening in the real world. There is a certain amount of news that hits, and then there's a delay of about a week, approximately a week to 10 days before the market reflects that actual real news that is happening, the truth that is occurring. And I really, I like this quote here. I feel like we've seen this movie before. China bans crypto. So we have here back, China bans financial companies from Bitcoin transactions. That was in Bloomberg, December 2013. China bans banks from Bitcoin transactions. That was in the Financial Times, December 2013. Bitcoin drops $500 after more reports China will ban cryptocurrency exchanges. Business Insider, September 2017. China has banned ICOs, TechCrunch, September 2017. These are all meant to be really trusted sources of information. I mean, this is where I like Altcoin Daily. I like BitBoy. I feel that they're actually bringing true crypto news coverage. And so I personally take with a grain of salt when I see the massive amounts of FUD that are going out there. Cryptocurrency exchanges officially dead in China, Forbes, November 2017. I'm not going to go over all of them, but the more recent ones here was, I will. China reiterates crypto bans from 2013 and 2017. That was Yahoo Finance. China bans financial payment institutions from cryptocurrency business. That was Reuters, and another news outlet to trust. I hope you can tell that I am being a little bit sardonic. China reiterates crypto bans from 2013-17, and there we go. It's Reuters again. They're just putting another art, just echoing that same sentiment. And then a quote here from Joey Krug. For those new to crypto, we're now mid-market cycle. We're at the part where China bans Bitcoin 3 times. Happens every cycle, 2013, 17, 21. And, for me, this is my first proper year of going through crypto. That if you are new to me, to my channel, I have only been really active in crypto since January 2021 publicly. I got fully back into it in December 2020, where between, I'd say, December 2020 and January 2021, it didn't matter that I had no clue or understanding of crypto. I was able to do swing trades and day trades and still be profitable. But trying to do that or have that experience when things started to become very manipulated and go into these very bearish cycles. And also the other thing that I wanted to say with that was, the automated market maker, these bots that I've noticed. And again, this was something where I've been looking at Ray Dalio's principles. And a few months ago, and this really confirmed this for me, a few months ago, you could look at, say, a particular token and it would move in its own way. Say, for example, Graph, GRT, moved independently of Ethereum, of Bitcoin, a number of other tokens, maybe sort of like Chainlink, SNX, and Uniswap move similarly. But overall, a lot of the tokens had their own type of movement to them, or if it was in the NFT space, Mana, Decentraland, or Engine token. And then this shift, it seems, around, I think in particular around April, I really started to notice it. And then it became glaringly apparent in May, when looking at the different charts, everything would look the same green candles, the almost the identical candlesticks and wicks, and the same moving averages, that it was becoming unanimous across the board. So we shifted from a supply, supply and demand of specific tokens, very much to where it is the markets are mirroring each other and merging into one, I guess you could sort of say, one expression. So that really stood out to me. And the other thing here with this idea, and I think this is like a very positive, a bullish thing here, is that this is what we have experienced, and the absolute negativity about crypto at large, despite all the positive innovations that are happening all the time. For example, with persistence XPRT, they are moving forward fantastically, making great strides. And yet the idea at large is that crypto is just going to be banned everywhere and collapse. And so Dan, again, this is Dan Moorhead from Pantera, said investors who sell on China bans usually end up bummed. Returns since China bans disruptive tech. So, you know, those who sold at that point, Twitter went up 4,500%. Facebook went up over 14,000%. Google, 700%. Snapchat, 11,500%. Bitcoin, almost 4,000%. And then that was in December 2013 and September 2017, 800%. So what are we going to have? There isn't a number there for May right now, but what would that be? I'm just guessing. Please let me know what you think in the comments. What would this number be here? Would it be around 300-400%? But still, when you look at something that's in the stock market, there can't be these same type of gains in this way. I will tell you one thing that I did do during this third crash. I thought, you know, I said, I haven't taken anything out of crypto to go into fiat at this point. I have just stuck in, even with a certain level of profits, and have just been processing it all. But what I did do, is I totally simplified my portfolio, because after I became certified in blockchain and I started to look at what has been happening in the marketplace, and I just everything leads me all the way back to Ethereum. So my portfolio was 50% Ethereum, and it is now 70% Ethereum, because I have taken a number of risks in the last few months. Some have been quite unnerving for me, and I feel like I have a bit of PTSD from it. For those of you that are veterans in crypto, you're just like, oh, it's just another day in the markets. But for me, this has just rattled me to my core. I feel fine now, but I really had to process it. So to me, in what is a crypto being something that is considered so nascent, so volatile, Ethereum feels very, very comforting for me. And the other part of the portfolio now is 20, where am I at? 20 something percent Bitcoin. And then I'm in some altcoin. I'm in Graph, GRT, and Polygon. I needed to simplify everything that. And I don't know what I'm going to do moving forward, because if I say I'm going to do something, I'm scared to say, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to hodl like that. I'm going to take this action because I just don't know, because I have to watch what happens in the markets and just, yeah, I just track things on a daily basis. The other couple of main things that occurred that really made things super bearish here, according to Dan from Pantera, a tax day. I thought this was fascinating, that a lot of crypto traders are new to investing. Yes, I was one of those people. And at first it was fun when things were very, very bullish and pump, 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 but not so fun when everything was falling. And you can imagine a person buying as much Bitcoin as they can. So for me, it wasn't a Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin, I sold Bitcoin, I bought some more, I sold some more. I was swing trading it. And now I'm going to see, am I just going to hold on to it? But I was doing more going into a lot of different tokens, including meme tokens, which I know that Thailand just banned NFTs, meme tokens, and exchange tokens. For example, tokens in, say, Huboi, Binance, Gate, FTX. And how will that affect everything at large? I don't think it will in bigger picture. And but for me, being in those memes was just too, it was anxiety creating for me. I did not want to stick and hodl it because, they're not going to go and ban Ethereum. The entire blockchain is built on Ethereum, but could they go and ban, say, Shiba Inu? Or now I see all the offspring of Shiba, right? That stems from Doge, from Keisha Inu, baby Doge. Like I think there's like another baby, Shana Inu or something. There's just so many of them now. How can they all survive? We've had another 2,500 crypto tokens added to the market in 2021. And I do think we're going to have, even I came in at the end of 2017, I was new, and then I experienced the crash in January and didn't have a clue. January 2018, didn't understand it. And back then it was all, for those of you who are new to crypto, it was all ICOs and there were just tons of tokens. And this is why I just want to stick with the main ones. And I know that there are other very good projects like Cardano and Polkadot and that, but I personally, moving forward, when things really start moving again, if I do some swing trading, I will only go with top tokens. And I'm not going to go on any of these really small, like very, very low market cap tokens, because I think of the regulations coming in. If I was going to, because I can't say never, then I would probably only do, say, $100 worth or something like that. And I don't want to trade on exchanges that may come under scrutiny very soon from the SEC, because that is coming. I mean, it is coming. And so just going back to this point here, you can imagine a person buying as much Bitcoin as they can. Sometimes later they decide to swap it for Ether. And then the next spring, their tax preparer tells them they owe 34% of the gains and taxes. Since they're all in on crypto, the only way to raise cash to pay their tax bill is to sell some crypto. Prices fall leading up to tax day. So we had this. In late February, we took off 20% of our risk. The market quickly fell 25%. We thought that was it, put our risk back on. That risk management has helped us outperform this year. So that's an interesting strategy there. And the idea of false peaks, we had this peak in May where a number of people got hit hard. Gosh, I mean, yeah, I go, God, if I just sort of sold at the top and bought back in the dip. But I don't see any of the major channels that I was watching that said that. They were all talking about the fall. And so a number of them experienced a loss of unrealized profits. And this is where I would imagine that, from what Dan's saying here from Pantera, is that we haven't had that double blow off top yet, that there is going to be another peak. And if we're looking at how much of an increase, that even we look back to 2017, and that Bitcoin had, as that leader with 70,000 this year, close to that as that high, it is still very realistic that Bitcoin will go to 6 figures this year, that I still believe that Ethereum will go over 5 figures this year, will be over $10,000, and that other tokens, that when things went very bearish, that they are going to come back and go strong again. I didn't understand this whole thing about these altcoins can go down 90%. Having seen it now, it has been very, very sobering. So those are just some of the key things that stood out to me. There's some other stuff that I will share in another video that I see. Well, of course, many more things, thoughts I have had in the past few days, but I've had to just process it so that we can, I want to make sure that when I'm bringing something to you, it's really from a place of clarity. As of right now, my portfolio is up. It is profitable despite this crash. And I think that that is for anyone that came into crypto earlier, at least sort of before things really pumped in February, March, is still in profit. And I think the other thing that stands out to me, for a takeaway from today as well, is that we don't know what's going to happen with the SEC, with the laws that will be passed for capital gains tax. But if you don't have to go and sell something, if you don't have to jump from crypto to crypto, it can be more beneficial. The way I reframed things when I did feel, gosh, I didn't make such a good decision there, and I did jump from crypto to crypto, is that at least that will be a harvestable tax loss. And then where I have had other gains, because I did take a decent amount of profit, it just means that I'm going to pay less taxes on that. And that is just a mindset I am having to adopt, so I do not mentally beat myself up for some of the decisions I've made in my trading. You let me know, please, what is working for you in your trading strategy. What do you see? What do you think is going to happen by the end of June? Do you think we're having a fake out here right now? As of this recording, Bitcoin is trading over 40,000. We'll see how many more times it bounces, and if it's going to go start to move up towards 47,000 again, and Ethereum up to 3,000, and then everything else that is following suit, you could expect to go up, I would imagine, 10, 15, 20% there, and all the other altcoins. What do you think? Are we now out of this horrible mini bear cycle, or are we going to go back into the woods and have to fight that bear? All right, I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Crypto Angel Network, and I am sending you lots of love.